Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? What's up? It is your boy D Murphy, and we are here another Wednesday night. We're back up in the building. Oh, me sound so. Yeah, sound much better. We're back up in the building with another episode of Freedom Wednesdays. Listen, I'm excited about tonight, as I'm always excited to be, to be in front of you guys. I'm always excited to have a conversation with somebody and talk to my people. So without any further ado, we're gonna roll the titles and then we get the show started. Let's go. Yeah. Freedom Wednesday. Let's go. Here we go. We're in the building. Freedom Wednesday. We got freedom. Freedom Wednesday. You gave your life so I can live free. Yeah. Freedom Wednesday. You turned me around from lost to found. I'm free. Yeah. Freedom Wednesday. Oh, this is freedom. Hey everybody, yes, welcome back to another episode of Freedom Wednesdays. Listen, we have a very interesting conversation that we're about to have tonight to a dear friend of mine. You might hear his work, you might not know what he looks like on an everyday basis, but you may know his music. I'm sure you've heard something from him. Um, I mean, he's an artist. He's a father. He's a husband to one wife. I always wonder why people always always stipulate the one wife as if we have an option, you know. But he's a father. He's a husband. He's a producer. He's a recording artist, a minister, somebody that loves God a whole lot. And so, without any further ado, I want to bring to the center stage none other than Orville Williams, aka DaJourney. How you doing, my brother?
Blessings, my bro. Thank you for the platform. Where going?
Me there, bro. Earlier we were just, chit chatting a little bit about um if people understand what goes on in the background, because people will see stuff, they will see programs, they'll see concerts, they'll see a piece of music and it sound good, and someone might think, yeah man, I easy one too, but then I have a clue as to the amount of work and preparation that goes into it for it to be successful. What do you think, bro?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah man, big one.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Nobody cares what goes in the cake. Just want to know that the cake either tastes good or it don't taste good.
say say you have a point there, brother.
That's it.
Nobody cares what the cake looks like, or what goes into making the cake. They just want to know, say, yo, at the end of the day, them have a cake.
That's it. And they go judge that cake. Oh, this cake is delicious. Or, oh my God, this cake is nasty. That's it. Same thing with your life. Nobody cares what you do, bro. Is either you're making it or you're not.
Wow, wow,
From
wow.
my perspective, nobody cares the pain, the stress that you're going through. Well, I mean, there's one and two people that might check in, but at the end
Yeah,
of the day,
yeah.
if you look nice on the gram, you're doing nice. You look,
So once you put on a show,
you're good.
apparently once you put on a show, you're good. It's unfortunate though. It's really
Very,
unfortunate.
very unfortunate. Yes, sir.
It's kind of the whole scenario surrounding, um, you see my glory, but you have no
Yes, sir.
idea of my story,
Basically,
and
what it's saying.
only if some and I can put it this way, as I say, only if people would just tap in or check in to say to see what my story is, what my testimony is, then
It's
you'll
in the
get
cake.
you'll have a better appreciation for where you see me at, and when you see me praising and see me carrying on as if I don't have any sense, you'll say, he leave him alone, cause
Yeah,
you don't know what I'm going through. I think people have a better perspective, a better understanding if they would check your testimony or check your record, for that matter,
Yeah, if you
to see
taste my
what.
if you taste my cake and it's nasty, then if you have some advice on to how much sugar or how much whatever I could use, then you need to send that advice, and I should be humble enough to want to make a better cake. So
Yeah, 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 for real,
it's
for
basically what
real.
it is, you know. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because oftentimes, we jump to criticize, and we don't understand. Say, you could just encourage instead of criticize. You could just say, "Hey, next time ease up on the salt." You know,
That's
you
it.
never there to carry on. Lord God, this a taste bad. When they
Post
learn
it
to cook and
and
this
post it
and
on the media.
oh yeah, man. It I go up Instagram. I go up on Instagram. I go up on TikTok because you want likes and you want followers. But
Yeah,
then you try to tear down a fellow kingdom brother or kingdom sister. And I think we would be in a better position and a better place if we encourage more instead of just criticizing. Because you don't know the full story.
definitely.
You don't know the full story.
Um,
Um,
yeah, man, go ahead.
I want to ask,
Yeah.
what you've been in music for quite some time now. Quite some time. Previously you were in the background a little bit, and me see where you push out, yeah, do your thing now, and um, you're still producing, still putting out really really nice music, and I love your story because it is the stone that the builders rejected will become the chief cornerstone, and I've we've been friends for a while, so I've seen where those who didn't give you the time of day, watch them come full circle, and it's a blessing and a testimony to see. Let me ask, what made you interested in producing in the first place?
I think I think production is a natural part of that's who I am. Um, I mean, produce music, produce babies, produce some great artists. Yeah, I mean, so
Hey, say
production
it.
is production is a natural part of who I am. I like to make things. I like to produce. You know,
Boy, Jesus.
I mean, music just fall in that category. It's something I love to do, and we're doing it.
Y-
You know.
you know. Likewise, I'm a creative, so I like to create, and I produce as well. Babies music, all them stuff, but I kind of retire on the babies part.
Mm.
um but you stay true to your testimony, you three and counting, you know so we will see what the future holds. So was were there any influences growing up as an artist or a producer or a sound man, or a sound system that really really curated what we are experiencing in your productions now?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up from a very musical family, and I always share the story about when my mom was giving birth to me, she had some issues, and
Mm-hmm.
my grandma was, she went on her tummy and was like playing like a dummy keyboard on her tummy, and she was singing, and I was, that's how I came out into the world. I came out to music and
Yeah.
to piano. So I definitely there were influences. I have an uncle he's a very into music. He loves music. Yeah, I definitely come from a musical family, and it's always influences. They would take us to parties, and those days it was like the big sounds, string up on the lawn and thing. And yeah, I was always intrigued about the wiring and how this sound and the tapping and
Yeah.
all kind of thing. So all that was inside me. Right now it's just realizing who I am and accepting purpose, and just it's just a blossom of everything that was planted from a young age.
Nice. I love that. I love that. One of the things that I think, and it's I think it kind of, I don't know if it shortchanged the young people today, but I know that they were growing up you could count on the sound system. Them say, yo, I mean, where I live, right in front of my there was a lawn where that's where the dance and the party was kept, and so like on a Saturday, Friday from Friday
Right.
evening,
Yeah.
the sound starts string up.
Yep.
I know, so the sound not pull down until Monday morning.
Come on, man.
So for the whole weekend, you know, so you can't sleep because all you hear upon the is the zinc roof a shake.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
So it and those days, I mean, I love the experiences that I got because I think you got the pureness of the music at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
There weren't no you know no popcorn or no popcorners because we going to the studio you had to make sure say you have your material, you had to make sure say your song good, or
Yep.
else you wouldn't get any. And I like now where technology has evolved and anybody can do something in them bathroom or you know
Yeah. Yeah.
them type of stuff. You had to go to a professional studio to cut a tune or cut a record,
Yeah.
and I find that to be something that we we you had to go good if you go into the studio. I figure no, um, people kind of just anything or anything, and the quality might not be there. But
Yeah.
I think that we were in a better state, a better you know a better season of music back then, where it was much purer
Yeah.
than it is now. Um, Let me ask, what are some of the things them that drives you um in life? That's that driving force behind who you are today and where you're going.
You know, number one, my relationship with God. You know, been through, how you were taught growing up and the things that you experience to finally come to a conclusion of who God is.
Yeah,
Not really to everybody, but who He is to you.
yeah,
And that's my driving force. You know, that's the purpose
yeah.
behind everything. And when you have a purpose that's so powerful, then you literally become unstoppable.
That's true.
Yeah. So God definitely, and then family. I have to provide. I'm in a situation where my husband, my father, they're not just titles, they're responsibilities.
Oh,
You know.
brother, that one day, that one
So
day is serious.
so definitely those are my drives. And my biggest drive is to serve. I've also understood the power of serving, the power
Yeah.
of giving, and not always trying to get.
Wow.
So those are my
That's
driving
big,
forces,
bro.
my bro.
That's big. You say the power of giving and not just to get. Um, that's big because we have to realize that when we serve, it is us being unselfish. And if you don't know how to serve, we can't follow your lead. If you always see yourself in a higher position and you want to be in a higher position, you don't ever think that you need to help anybody, then that's a big problem.
Yep.
So we have to be, in truth and in fact, we have to have a servant's heart in everything that we're doing. Let me ask, um you mentioned family.
Yes, sir.
um I know you have some amazing kids, thanks to you, clan. And I I I I I've I've had the opportunity of watching them from close and from afar grow up to be especially easy. I the other day I was thinking about when I was up there and just traveling with you and him on the road and to
Little baby.
see the little baby brother and to see the big boy. No, that is doing so well.
Yeah.
Um, what I know it might be a little bit redundant because I know the answer being a father, but I want you to express it. How does it feel watching your kids grow up, bro?
Like a producer. It's it's an amazing feeling to, you know, to see the outcome of something that you have planted, something
Yeah,
that you have nurtured, something that you have given your time to,
yeah,
something that you babied, something that you see, you know, or you reach a point where that thing can come back and serve you. When I
yeah,
say serve, I mean like speak to you, have a conversation, keep you
yeah,
focused, you know what I mean? So it's definitely a pleasure. Like I can't find the right words to express the feeling, how that feels, but it's definitely, it's off the radar. Just watching a
yeah,
baby from a tender age, from knowing nothing to, and then you get that feeling of standing and look at your production, and
yeah.
it is well,
It no, for real, for real. I love
it's a
that. I
great
love that,
feeling.
bro.
Yeah.
It is the with boys. I kind of know like with boys are a little bit on the rougher side.
Yeah.
But when the girls them come around, I find there to be a different level of um you know and it's not a different it's not that you love one more than the other.
No.
The difference is that you love each one of them equally but differently.
Yeah.
Whereas I was telling some of my friends the other day, and they were saying, "Why not just what love all of them same way?" And I said, "No, but I can't really, because she requires something different from me than
Mm.
what my son
Yeah.
may need." And so I can't just I love them in totality the same way, but then I have to make sure that she is covered in a way, because she is I have to look out for her even a little bit more, because she's a little bit softer, a little bit more fragile
Mm.
than he might be. And to watch her, I'm like, yo, this little girl, she would just come on and just hug your neck and
Yeah.
wrap her hand around your neck, and
Mm.
yes, a general star. Good
Mm.
the man. My
No,
son will
no.
do it too, but it's
But
just a
yeah,
blessing.
it
When the girl,
it's I always say, I can't love them separate, and I can't. I don't know if I can. I mean, I have a definitely have a soft spot for my daughter, but I love my son in such a way that my daughter. So I love my daughter in such a way so she will know what to expect from a man,
yeah,
and I treat my son, you know, in such a way so that he would know how to treat, like how to treat a woman. He see me how I deal with Bella, so he will know how to treat a woman, right?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so you have to just be intentional with your love.
That's so true,
You have to be intentional. You
bro.
know?
I tonight's theme is purpose driven, and earlier I asked what are some of the things that drives you. Um, and you mentioned your family, you mentioned God. How important is it for us to literally just put God first in everything that we do? And the reason why I ask is because oftentimes I know a lot of ministers that they say they love God
Yeah.
and they say they're doing it for God, but then when you check, they
Mhm.
don't even have a place, a place of worship. How would you speak to somebody that is struggling? They want to serve God, they want to work for God, but they somewhat struggling to find a home.
Yeah. To be honest, bro, I've reached a stage in my faith where I don't even try to predict or judge where somebody else is with God right now,
Mm-hmm.
because we definitely can't even tell what people are going through without they tell us. You know what I mean? So all I can do is, it is important to put God first, as you were mentioning, because if you're a Christian Bible believing person, then that's what
Yeah.
it says. It says seek God first. You know what I mean? It wasn't a joke. It says seek Him first, and then everything else will be added. So if you're a Bible believing Christian, then I think that should be your method.
Yeah.
However, I can only apply that to my life because I know how much I might seek God, and I know the things I'm going through. I know my weakness, my failures. I know when I might fall off. I know when I'm strong. I
Yeah.
really can't tell for somebody else. You know what I mean? So if I should say anything to anybody about finding a home, the first home where you gotta find God is inside you.
Yeah.
You know, we always we're I think in with the discography in which we were brought up is, we are waiting for an external God to come and bring out the internal, when we actually have an internal God that's supposed to bring out the bring the internal external.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think understanding that concept, once you understand that God is with you and He'll never leave you, never forsake you, then I think you start looking at things different. You
A
start
little
to
bit
look at
different.
mountains as like a little hill. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I believe that finding a home, is finding God first, seeking God first, and understanding yourself who God is.
That's big, bro. That's big. I like that response. Because at the end of the day, um, you have to definitely have a relationship with God. Because
Yeah,
that really because when the church doors close, that's what um
exactly.
you will still have to work with. Um I've one of the reasons why mm, I know the word said do not neglect the assembly.
Yeah,
Um and so I know that it has its place.
yeah,
Um but I believe that we definitely have to just know that the God that we serve is so multifaceted and he is, omnipresent. And
yeah,
so he is always around. He's always with us. And we just have to make sure that whatever it is that we're doing, especially for him and for his kingdom, we
mhm,
have to make sure that it is done with the right intention, the right influence,
yeah,
and the right mindset behind it. Let me
yeah.
ask, as a producer, because I'll tell you my theory behind it, and you can tell me if you agree or you disagree.
It's okay. We if we
So
agree or disagree, we're still brothers, man.
exactly.
Change.
So okay, my theory behind music production is
Yeah,
that the as the producer or the minister, whether I'm writing
yeah,
or producing, um, the intention behind the music,
yeah,
I believe, will affect the music that is being written or produced.
yeah,
If you're in a good mood, I produce something that has a good mood and it's transferable
yeah,
through the listening ear. When people hear this piece of music, it just make you feel good because in the studio, that was the mindset and the spirit that was in the room.
yeah,
Now, if you were upset and angry at somebody and you decide to say, yo, me I gotta rinse out something, that also I
yeah.
believe
It
will
does.
will be transferred through the airwaves um whenever the production goes out. What
Yeah,
is your take on that?
it's definitely that is what it is, right? But you now got to understand who you are and what your purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Well, we all go through stuff. We all go through, challenges. But the very Bible again say, renew your mind daily.
Yeah.
You know, And in order to be at, you know, if you understand your purpose, it's like, for instance, McDonald's get upset tomorrow and be like, nobody bought burgers today. I'm gonna sell chicken tomorrow. You never see that. You never see that. And once you build a brand, especially if your brand is representing Christ, then I believe that at your utmost worst, that should be your purpose. You get what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
we will have issues. I mean, we will have things that we want to say in our music, and we might sometime do it. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, if you're McDonald's, strive to be McDonald's.
So stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
I'm it's a I used to, well, there was this whole movie that was out. I don't remember what the movie was called. Where they were, you could, it was this whole scenario around subliminal messages
Mhm.
of, you know, them embedding subliminal messages underneath the music.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know how truth that is, like in a literal stance, but from a spiritual standpoint,
yeah,
I could see how that would make sense.
yeah.
I could see how that would make sense. And so the reason, one of the reasons why I asked, um, and I kind of laid out what I thought, what my definition was,
Mhm.
um, is because sometimes that that place way more um emphasis on us as creatives,
Yeah.
on the importance
Mhm.
of the atmosphere that we actually set in a room, or set whenever we're writing a song or putting something out.
Yeah.
I remember I was at the studio one day, and for some reason I was just not in a good mood,
Mhm.
and there was a track that Professor had made,
Mhm.
and I remember I one day I just felt so frustrated, and the song I actually wrote was really, it
Jesus,
never
whatever.
it wasn't Jesus whatever.
Yeah.
It's just I was a, um don't chat to me if you're not had nothing good to talk, then no come on me yard, and please don't step to me because me nah have no dog for bark, but I got me yard. So it then and
So
there.
you see, okay. So I know what I said before. You might feel like I'm not in agreement with you when I say stay in your lane, but you have to
Mm-hmm,
also remember that your lane is being human.
mm-hmm.
So if you're
Okay,
human, if I say stay in your lane, it doesn't mean that you're always gonna sing a happy song.
okay,
So when I said be true to yourself, be human. You understand? Be
yeah,
yourself. If you're going through hurt, that's what you're going through at the time. It doesn't always mean that you're gonna sing a happy song all the time, or you're gonna. Because being a Christian doesn't mean that you're always happy.
that's true.
You get what I mean? And it doesn't mean you're always sad. It doesn't. There's stuff that we go through, but you have to represent for you. You have to represent for what you're going through and your journey. That journey matters, man.
Yes, that's
You
true.
understand? So I wasn't straying away from what you were saying. When I say that be yourself and stay in your lane, I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying be you. Don't come show me happy if you're sad.
Because it is in those moments where you might help somebody, where you
Definitely.
might connect with somebody, because so
Being human.
everybody
Being
feel
human.
upset and anger and all these things. So it is important that, if you feel that way there, in a safe space, it can be therapeutic for some people, even though I don't think I'd even release that song there. But there are days where me play it in my car. I mean, I say, yo, me just in a mood there, and it caters to my spirit even in that mood. So I don't need to go cuss nobody off and all them things there.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah, bro. You just gotta be true to yourself. And I be a human being and not a human doing.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah,
A human being and not a human doing
yeah, bro.
that
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
It's when it comes on to music and music production. I hear what's it, Buju was on
mhm,
a podcast,
yeah,
and he made mention of the intellectual properties and how nowadays, records have become obsolete and CDs are now have now become obsolete.
yeah.
One time when you could have travel with your CD and you hustle and you sell two CD outside of one room, no, they don't even make the cars with CD
Anymore.
players anymore.
Yeah,
So readily people are like, no, you have to actually be on Spotify or iTunes or one of those platforms. And when you receive the money that you make from the stuff, you're like, really, at this moment? Because you're really getting maybe 20 or 30% of actually what is being sold on some platforms.
yeah.
How do you I'm asking because I want to know if we're in a dying industry in terms of sales through the international platforms.
Yeah. I personally, I don't think music industry is a dying industry. Everything that comes, every challenge that presents itself is an opportunity for a business.
Yeah,
So, you know what I mean? I mean, we're in a situation where we probably can't fix the problem because we don't have the finances to, right?
yeah,
But there are people that are actually in the situation who definitely have the option and can do if they want to,
yeah,
right? Now, say that to say this, there's also a flip side to it. You know, 30% of a dollar is different from 30% of $1 million.
yeah.
So, is it that the industry is it only the industry's fault, or is also a fault of the artist? Because you and Drake now gonna have this conversation.
Well, because of my tour.
Tour, I'm gonna make money, so you won't have this conversation. You get what I mean? So basically, what I'm saying is there's always something to be done to capitalize. Yeah, we know it's a crooked world. You're never gonna get it straight. Even when you own your own, there's always people who come in and infiltrate and still try to rob you.
Yeah.
You know, but man, what we're just gonna do? Always just sit and just complain, just complain. Can work harder. You know, work harder, push harder. 30% of a bigger number is more than 30% of a smaller number.
Yeah, well,
You know,
that is true.
so what I mean.
It
We just gotta push harder too. And until if you wanna reach a point where you can do something about it, then I always believe in CD sales though. Directly to customer, cut out the middleman. That's always my thing. But
mhm.
things are just beyond our some things are just beyond our control. And if we just sit and complain, bro, it's all it's gonna be a complaint.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm an advocate for um creativity, and I think a big part of um the industry that we don't capitalize on is merchandising.
Yeah,
There is, I never forget, I remember I did a tour in San Diego. We were going through San Diego, Las Vegas, and um different parts of LA, and we just going through and hustling, and you know we pick up even a couple of shows while we were there as well. And I remember I would go to different stops and different churches and different concert areas, and I would see dudes that nobody knows. Like, let me not say nobody, because they know that people know them in and
yeah,
around their area.
Yeah.
But then outside of LA and outside of the US, probably nobody knows them. But
Yeah.
these guys had like bins upon bins with t-shirts and buttons and caps and CDs and all of these things. And I'm like, yo. And when I look, so I was there with a couple of other dudes. And brother, when I took my CDs out, because I made sure that CDs and everything was well done. When I look at some of my other friends, and the man them literally just burn some CDs and come put on the table, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no. And write with pen on the outside, and I'm like, no man, we have to value the thing better than
Exactly.
that, man. Yeah, value the
Exactly.
thing better. Cause I made sure that like my one layout and do some nice little design with the layout as well, so that it's appealing to the eye. So people want
Yeah.
to come over, and even if they don't even necessarily buy anything, that at least they have been introduced to the D Murphy brand, the D Murphy ministry. Um, so I know how important that was. I did an experiment. I tried it in Jamaica as well when I did the framework EP.
Hmm.
I did the launch, and when I did the launch, of course, Kele was on um that project. Jesus Whatever was on it as well.
Hmm.
And so because of how big the song Jesus Whatever was at the time, I print out some like Bible markers, door no disturb signs. I did just like some bumper stickers and some stuff
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Jesus, the lyric of Jesus Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it, say it, I'll go. And bro, we didn't have hand to sell them, yo. Some folks bought them and just stick them onto them shirt.
Yeah.
Just the title of the song that represents whether it be Kele Kele or Jesus Whatever. And I realized that that was big. I did him t-shirt. So this is how important branding is. I
Yeah.
did
It is.
t-shirt with the Jesus Whatever lyric. Then the same thing with bumper stickers, same thing with some stickers you can just paste on a book or paste on your wall or whatsoever. And people gravitated to it so well, bro,
Yeah.
that I did a local tour. I did, Portmore, I did Spanish Town, I did Moby, I did Hanover, I did Kingston, and a few other areas, and it was such a blessing, bro,
Yeah.
to see the response that people do gravitate
Yeah.
towards merchandising. But I think sometimes we tell ourselves that, you know, we can't bother with it. People now gonna support it, and people now gonna do this, and people now gonna do that. And you'll be surprised to know, because these dudes that I met overseas, they live on this. Travel from state to state, city to city, and they go up. I don't know half the songs that they were singing or what they were singing, because some of them, in my opinion, might not be my taste.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're selling CDs, they're
Yeah.
selling T-shirts, they're selling. So can you imagine if every stop that they make apart from whatever they might have arranged with the promoter, even if the promoter say just come sing 2 songs, and they make $2,000 at the end of the night,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
you can't lose.
Marketing. Well, you see, it's because you see a lot of us don't understand the music business as well. Music from ancient days, music as always, the money never comes from music.
Yeah,
Yes, money do comes from music, but music was always used
not
to
to the
sell some.
artists.
Yeah, music was always used to sell something.
Yeah,
Like Dre and Beats, you know,
yep,
Cadillac and cars,
yep.
like, so music,
Lifestyle.
exactly. So music was always used to sell something. So I think the key to what a lot of us artists need to do is to start thinking and just start finding find what you want your music to sell
Yeah,
and tap into that. And trust me, things will be different, you know.
and I think that, being creative. Um, I I I I I I I, I sometimes you don't see a lot of artists being creative and being using the craft and the techniques in the craft and
Yeah,
using the different languages and part of speeches in case and point just if we're in writing a song, be a bit more expressive with it, creating a picture.
yeah,
So when I hear a piece of music, I see colors, I see the tree, I see the chair that's in the room. You
yeah,
create a picture so that you pull me into that space that you're in. A lot of times we hear a lot of lyrics, but no story.
yeah,
um you hear one bar that is completely disconnected from the rest of the whole song, and before you know it, it's just bars. It's just bars, but the bars, they don't connect, they don't tell no story, they don't give any testimony that is solid in that moment. And there's a time and a place for that. But I think, you know, being creative with the music, so that that's one of the things that I like about old school music. They were
yeah,
telling something, they were telling you a story, they were taking you on a journey. So by the end of it, you remember those songs, you
yeah,
retain those songs easily. um when you think of these old songs, on a hill far
yeah,
away
yeah, yeah,
stood an old rugged cross.
yeah. Visualize.
It creates that picture. You see the hill, you see the old rugged cross, you see, you know.
Yeah,
And I think that, I'm not knocking anybody that does bars. I know that different genres caters to different things as well, but just being a bit more. And I would say personally, I don't see a lot of storytellers
yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
And I think that that's something that we could use some more of, to take
I,
people on a journey.
I'm gonna try to do better, bro.
No, but you know what? Even you jokingly saying that, I appreciate that. And then myself, because I'm challenging myself even now. Um, and that's partly one of the reasons why I haven't done a lot more music. Um, separate and apart from, life happens and life is happening,
Yeah,
and so finding out to rework certain things and stuff. But just not wanting to do stuff just for doing its sake, but you want a better representation, so that when you put something out, it you're proud of it, bro.
yeah,
And not just you, but then my son can grow on it, and then when he plays it for his son or his daughter,
yeah,
even if though it's a different generation, they can say, I can still connect to this, to
yeah,
what daddy did. Because it was not just the in thing within the moment or what was taking place, but it was something that, even though it represented for the era, they were it was filled with um meat and goodness and just positivity and stuff that we can grow on, yo.
yeah, yeah. I get you.
Stuff
I
we can
totally
grow
understand what you're saying. Um, but again, I'm gonna try and do better.
on. But I'm and next thing too, I'm excited about this next season.
Yeah,
Um, funny thing happened to me. So the track you sent me the other day, bro. I wrote a piece of chorus feed the same time you sent it to me. I sit down and I'm just go through. I'm write the whole chorus. And I say, yo, the chorus, yeah, man. And because it's something that I've never done before,
yeah,
by just stretching myself to write in a different format. And so by the time it comes up and set up my laptop and my mic and everything, and I say, me no remember nothing, guy. Brother, me say, I
thank
bex,
you,
I bex, I
thank you,
bex, I
thank
bex.
you, thank you for trying, though. Thank you for trying. You see, honestly, Murphy, I've grown so much over the years, man, and I'm more composed in Christ.
Yeah.
Um, um, and even like for instance, when you send out a track, when I send a track to artists, or when producers send a track to me, right? This is my mentality now,
Yeah.
right? If I send you a track, if you send me a track, I'm trying to come from a place of you're trying to do something,
Yeah.
and because of purpose, I will try to do something on that track, even if I don't 100% like the track. Because as long as I'm helping you,
Yeah.
that's me now. I'm not saying everybody is like me.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I try to, instead of pick out of 10, pick out one or two that I like and love. Now I try to pick seven I can make work.
Yeah.
Because with that mentality, bro, obviously I'm gonna get more done. I'm gonna have more things out. So when I send tracks to producers, bro, I mean to artists, I'm just gonna I'm not I'm hoping that you can see that I'm trying to do something and you're willing to help, because that's basically what you're asking for.
Yeah.
I can't sing 10 songs on a track,
Yeah.
so I'm basically saying I'm putting on a project and I need your help. Now it's up
Yeah.
to you if you want to help. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might be in a
Yeah.
different state of mind. Sometimes you might have things going on. That's totally
Yeah. And that's
understandable,
fine. Yeah.
and that's fine. You know what I mean? But we just gotta, let me stop saying we. I think, and that's my thought process. What can I do in this situation to help you?
Yeah.
So music can be better. It can be way more unified. It can be where, if I change my thought process of, I'm gonna give you a song to make you sound better than me. If I give you this song, this is what might happen to you, whatever. All of that is corny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you have purpose, bro, and you understand your purpose, you're gonna
Yeah.
do things different.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, um, I'm in a season where I'm like, I have like there are some sounds that I'm exploring with. And I'm writing and I'm trying my best to make sure write and listen back and to hear what sounds good, what don't sound good, and be honest with myself, not to fool
Yeah,
myself.
yeah,
Like if this not sound good, like no, and I have a greater appreciation for music and production even more now, because having to record something on my own and
yeah.
listen back to it and hear it, I'm like, no, so me can't settle for this. Me have to do this back over. And
Yeah,
even after you finish recording and you're like, all right, this is a good representation. I think this is a good representation. And then you bounce out the track. And then when you listen back to it, 2 3 days later, you say, no, this cat could be improved. This not sound, you not really sound right when you
mhm,
play it in the car or balance or whatever. And so I have to take the responsibility now and say, okay, I can't blame nobody and say, yo, the producer never do it. Oh, we never have enough studio time, so me couldn't, finish this
yeah,
hour. And
yeah,
there, for, in other words, there's no excuse. Um, right now, you have to make sure that you put your best foot forward because we represent the king.
yeah,
And you made a point earlier that one of the reasons why, or we don't, either investors don't take our industry serious, or we don't make a lot of money sometimes, is because we don't pay attention to what and the quality that we put out sometimes. Because the reality is, bro, if I've heard some old school tune and some old school vocals, we have some ruts and some in embedded in it where I say, oh, how that pass. But then, even though it might not have been the most melodious, it is unique enough,
Mhm.
and there's enough storytelling in it. So that overshadows all of the blemishes, or the what we today would consider maybe not an off key, but the slur them,
Mhm.
whether them be choppy, or you hear a breaking of the voice, or something that we would want to perfect.
Yeah.
All of those characteristics is remained in the song.
Yeah.
When you listen to I do 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 da, 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 I think to myself,
Mhm.
what a wonderful world, bro.
You know what? You know what? What's the difference between that music, bro, and the other music? That music is honest.
That is it.
And even me as a mixing engineer, when I upped my game and become a better mixing engineer was when I started to be honest with myself.
Yeah,
Not trying to be that person, not trying to be this person, whatever. Because when you're honest with yourself, you can only fix what you hear,
yeah,
right? So those music were very honest. If you ever listen to Shaka Demus and Pliers, that song about pretty a pretty face and bad car,
that good.
there's
All right.
so many, there's so much mistakes in that song, bro. You wouldn't even believe it. And you
Ah,
do music and thing, but it's a vibe. And I think at the time, nothing beat consistency.
yep,
Sometimes right now, if you go back and listen to some of Vibes Cartel song, them, I swear, when they were in their prime and locked up in their little room doing their thing, if
yeah,
if 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 not nice or whoever producer I had in there make a knock like this and say, yo, I hit that them voice. Because it's a different, you know what I'm saying? Bro, if you listen to some of Cartel song, them, they not even mix. Like it
yeah, man.
literally sound like a somebody just stand up on a mic and sing and then just done and say, yo, put out that. Because there's a difference, when you're consistent and you believe in yourself and you want to pursue something, you
Yeah,
know, you have a different mentality. The thing about me, I always say me because I don't know about nobody else, is I have too much time on my hands, I can listen to a song for 6, 7 days and 1 week. Be like, oh, I need to fix this and I need to fix that, and this, and then you put out the song and then nothing else after that. You know what I mean? So
no,
it defeats the purpose, bro. And I just think we have too much. I have too much times on my hand so when I reach a point where I'm honest with myself, like I record my songs that I record, bro. I take the
yeah,
less to mix. Sometimes there's song. If you ever listen to God's sound,
mm-hmm.
I finished recording God's sound, and all I did was turn up the bass and release it. I never did anything else to that song.
Because and see, there are certain songs that, and I think one of the key things about being a producer is knowing when to step off, when to
I
stop.
have to be honest.
Because we often, I think sometimes I see so many musicians sometimes, like, well, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but there's a lot of singers that you can tell that they are musician singers,
Mhm,
because them bad, but they don't sell, or
mhm.
them bad, but you wonder why they not with such a gift. How come bigger
Yeah,
in the industry? But then when they go to a show, or when they do a piece of music, a whole bunch of runs and riffs and chords and dynamics and all these things are flying. No, these are to cater to music lovers and persons who are educated in music or knowledgeable in music certain way. The regular man really don't care much about it.
mhm,
He just wants to feel good. He just
yeah.
wants the music to transport him to where he wants to go in listening to that music. So all these colors and all these runs and all these things, he's like, I just want to catch a
We're gonna
melody.
sing. We're
And
gonna
then the
sing.
wickedest thing is, they can't. Who gonna sing it back?
Ex-
Which church which little church choir can't sing it back?
Yeah.
That this is one of the reasons why when I got the song um Hallelujah, it was so simple, and it that was my first song, apart from I command you, Satan, and even Jesus, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jesus, whatever, the chorus good to sing, but the rest of it, if I'm not at a concert, you probably won't hear them sing the rest of it in a church setting.
Yeah.
But I've heard, I've been at home and I've heard people singing Hallelujah in their worship service, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a worship leader, that's what I crave, to hear it doing what it's supposed to do, so that, because when you have a worship song, it 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 it, it surpasses time and space.
Definitely.
I don't care how many new songs come out. I guarantee you, bro. When you go, here I am to worship, everybody knows that song, bro.
It's different. It,
So it is, I mean, and I said every different strokes for different folks, and if that's you, that's you, and then anybody can do that. However, again, listening to that podcast and hearing Buju speak about the Africans and the African music, and um what what do we want our legacy to be when we are no longer here?
yep.
It is evident and obvious when you think about Bob Marley, bro. Bob Marley, before Bob
In
Marley
the
didn't
plan.
see any of this wealth.
Oh, it's for the greater good, bro. That's what it is. And sometimes I even, I encourage some of my friends, and I'm like, bro, like we're doing this sometimes and we don't see anything from it, but we never know. It may be for generations to come. You never know. But with purpose, again, as our topic today is purpose. When
Yep.
you have purpose, you can't stop because, as I said, Bob Marley never see it. If he never had purpose, he probably would have given up, right?
I
And
mean,
when,
when Bunny and the other one them decide say, oh yeah, me nah can't ride on a ship no more.
like,
Him never stop
he
because him
never
friend
stopped.
them stop.
The purpose was bigger than the dream of the soldier. I say, you know what I
Yep.
mean? So when you have purpose behind anything that you do, even if you start a company
Yeah.
and you have purpose and you know that, hey, this is for my kids, this is something I wanna, this is legacy I'm creating. You're gonna have a different mentality from somebody who just always wanna do this, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Purpose is, you have to be purposeful with your thoughts and purposeful with the things that you do. Like, bro, like look at me. Um,
Yeah.
I still haven't put out a project for myself. And how many EPs and albums have I done?
Yep.
That's purpose, bro. And nothing is wrong with aiding somebody else's purpose until your time comes. Nothing is wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's still you. It's still you doing stuff. So it's better to do, for me, it's better to do things for people than to not get anything done at all. When my time come, it will come. You know what I mean? So basically, bro, you can see, and I'm pretty sure you see that, my mentality about a lot of things has changed,
Yeah.
and the works that I'm putting out, bro. Sometimes when I come from work, I can't even, I don't even have the energy to eat. So tired I am, so I'm on the road, I grab food, yeah, kind of thing. So, bro, but I still find time to do music,
Yeah.
nobody, I even like talk about it, nobody know that I'm the driving force musically behind Prince Arch, one of the
That's
fastest
it.
and most streamed artists right now. Like, I'm the manager. There's a lot of things I do in the background that I don't even talk about.
Yeah.
I produce albums, Jason Mighty, DJ Nicholas. I work with the best of the best. But when you have purpose, it not, that you try to push hype aside and you just work. Keep your head down and do as much as you can because the purpose is bigger than me. It's bigger than everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I just believe that if I do my part, you know, I'm changing lives without even making noise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's it for me, and
Changing
that's where
lives without
that's
making noise.
making noise. So you know what I mean? So that's where my thing is right now. Everybody hear the works that are coming out and what's being done. It's just that nobody not even have to know that I'm a part of anything. I just wanna be, as the Bible said, let your light so shine before man. So they
Yeah.
may see your good work. You know what I mean? You don't have to grow on personally and make everybody know that you're doing the work. You just have to be a light in the midst of any darkness and you automatically be seen. You know what I mean? So
but bro, that's Bible, bro. That's the
Yeah,
word.
you can't go wrong with that.
He
You know
that
what I mean?
exalt himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself
Shall be
shall be
exalted.
exalted.
Just the
And
way it is.
so
On a
it
basis
it
of
it, it if exactly. So it's a thing where you never like, bro. I won't even go into it, but from Radical Yard days and the amount of stuff I used to do
yeah,
um in that company,
yeah,
without salary.
yeah,
So it's just doing what you do and what you love to do, and having a servant's heart.
yeah. Doing it from a pure place. You know, it's funny, bro. There's nothing that you do in the name of God that goes unrewarded, bro. Even if people don't appreciate you, God knows. You know, look at your life. You have a beautiful wife and two kids, bro. You never know.
Bro,
That might be a part of your payment.
no, but the favor factor, bro.
You get what I mean?
One of the most confusing thing for people is, I always wonder why people think this. Like, well, not no. Before, people were like, how am I survive? Like, how am I eat? How am I this and how am I that? But because I was always a dude where my deal with God was, if I serve locally at my local church,
Yeah.
then he will take care of my business. If I work for him,
Hmm.
then he will make things work for me. And so even in the days then where, no shows never that come in, and because people might have thought that when we were in Radical Yard, we were making money and all. We were making no money, bro.
Yeah.
We're not making no money. But at the end of the day, when we step out, you can't know. Nobody don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so one of the things that even in that season that taught me was that aisle your face, man. No, cringe up your face and look crusty and come out. Boy, me just
Yeah.
there go on one,
Mhm.
two. No, man. Look like the royalty that you are.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Even if you don't have the pocket right now. You don't have the bank right now. But just trust God and know. Say, listen. See, the other day we had a conversation, and I said, boy, sometimes we can't see what tomorrow holds.
Yeah.
We don't even know what later holds. And sometimes we can't see the provision for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But just like the example that he gave us, give us this day our daily bread. As we go, he will provide. The reason why God don't show us the millions that him have for we down the line is because he knows, say, yo, we are gonna blow it before we even get
Mhm.
it. With
It's
our
that trust,
attitude.
that credit. You know,
Yo.
and you know what, I'm saying that to say this, bro. You gotta understand that if you sow, you're gonna reap,
Yeah. It's a
and whatever
principle.
you sow, you're gonna reap. You understand? So if you sow nothing,
And
you're
you
gonna reap
can't
nothing.
and you
You know what
can't
I mean?
so mango and expect free orange.
Exactly. So even the whole point about knowing that, God will provide for you, you also have to know that I have sown.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Because don't
Yep.
get it confused. Don't feel like you're just gonna sit down in your yard and get a big job without sending out a resume.
Mm.
You
Uh-uh.
understand? So even though God is gonna provide, you still have to get up and do.
Do something.
It doesn't mean that whoever you do it to is gonna bless you back. But the fact that you're sowing,
Aye,
you
man,
will
you're
reap.
preaching, man.
That's it.
Bro, it is if we only understood that oftentimes the people who we expect for bless us, God is like, yo, you don't even know them heart towards you. So you just bill. Because you do all of this and push up yourself in a people's face because I'm up to shilling,
Yeah.
not realizing, yo, they don't have the type of blessing that I want for you. They don't have the type of resources, and them and the next thing they're too stingy.
Yeah.
So even if them are gonna bless you, they look a blessing with them are gonna give you. Not even gonna move the map. So just relax yourself.
We often, a lot of times, we pass our blessing because it's not driving a Mercedes, or
Aye.
because it's begging, or because it doesn't live in a nice house, or because it doesn't speak properly.
Yep,
We
that
pass
is so
the
true.
blessing. Yeah.
That is so true. I believe I said it. I say it all the time to people when when I'm having conversation. I'm like, yo, y'all know say DJ Shane, big up yourself. Um, on TikTok. Um, I've always said to people, you don't realize the blessing and the gift that you are to somebody else.
Yeah.
So while you're here thinking that, boy, I'm gonna have this and boy, I'm gonna have that and boy, I wish we'd have this and I wish we'd have that. If you only know that all God is saying, all right, yeah, five, just get them one out of five. Yeah, $500, give them my bills. I even give them 50. Me work with that. But just do something. If your fist is closed, there's no way God can put anything inside of it. But
That's
if
all.
it's like this, Mark, you might lose some funds.
Yeah.
But please understand that when God begins to bless, man, boy, you probably have to go warm up your shirt too
Yeah.
to
It's
receive
better.
the blessing.
It's better to be a giver than a receiver. And the law, it doesn't lie. So you try to be a blessing instead of trying to, get a blessing. Like instead of getting, you try to give. And it's a
Yeah,
very hard concept to grasp because it takes faith, and you have to understand God before you start understand how that works. You know what I mean? You give, and it's the same thing with tithing.
yeah,
You give without even knowing where the next one is coming from. There's a really a power in giving. People don't understand that there's a power in giving, and
yep,
what is causing the conflict is, you're giving, but you start watching what you gave. You start watching what it's doing.
yeah, man.
So
Yeah, watch
you
you
start
giving.
giving and say, okay, I say I spend my $10, but when you give from a pure place, you don't really care what's being. The fact is that you gave.
That is it. It's
That's
no
where the
longer
power
yours.
is. It's not. It's no longer yours. And you give it with a clean and a pure heart, and with no ill thought. The
Yeah,
fact, bro, I can give you a testimony. I think I shared this testimony before. When Yukon was pregnant with Israel, I went to a crusade. I never had papers in Canada yet.
yeah,
Um, and I went to a crusade, and you know how the pastor them say, oh, the $100 crew and the $500 crew and everything.
yes,
And this is why I don't have a problem with people giving to the church or giving to a pastor or whatever you give to, or however you give, even if it's
yeah,
telling somebody how to write a resume, whatever you do. But bro, I remember that time, and I had $500 in my account, and Euclid was supposed to have baby soon, and I did not know where any other money was gonna come from. Well, Euclid was working; she was preparing to come off work, and I'm just like, how am I gonna do this? And
yeah.
the pastors, they were doing that thing where it's like, oh, you have $100, bring it, whatever. And I went to the bank and I pulled out that $500, and I came back, and I said to God, I said, God, I don't care what this man do with this money, but I am
Wow.
presenting this money to you as a sacrifice that are as a that you will provide for me. And I gave that $500, bro. That was a powerful thing for me, and I
And
remember
we're talking about Canadian.
Canadian. Yeah, it was the
Okay,
only money
not
I had.
Jamaican.
Yeah, I do. So everything that I have, bro, I gave everything. And it
Wow.
takes me back to remember that if you have 10,000 and you give 5,000, and there's a next person who have 100 and they give 100, they still gave more than you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I gave that $500, bro, and I had no, and I remember like, um, about a week or 2 weeks after we went to Mississauga, went to the mall to buy time she wanted maternity pants,
Yeah.
and he had to pay for it because I had no money. And in some honestly, what a part of me was saying, but me a fool, I'm gonna take the money, give. I mean, no one gonna know. But I remained steadfast and said, God, I'm gonna trust you, you know. I'm
Yeah.
trusting you. And I remember my pledge, what I pledged to God. And when we were coming out the maternity store, the there's a girl, a Chinese girl, I'll never forget her face. She walked up to us and she was, so did you guys enter the competition? It was the high, I don't remember what the name of those diapers are. They're the highest brand of diapers. She was like, did you guys enter the competition? I'm like, nah, we're not gonna win. I'm like, this is Canada. There's like a million people entering that competition, like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, 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 just sign up. You never know. And bro, you can win. And she signed up for Huggies. You
Yeah.
have to have money if you buy Huggies, bro. 'Cause Huggies are top class diaper.
Yeah,
And
man. Expensive.
yeah. So, you know, if when baby peep in a Huggies and can peep in the 3, 4 times and then so they come with all a blue line will tell you if they pee and everything like sensors.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
we sign up, bro. You know, bro, at home one day, bro, and you can just get an email and say, oh, you're the winner of 1 year supply of Huggies diaper. And I was like, what? 1 year supply? Then we were like, nah, this have to be a scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she follow up and she email and the person like, no, no, you enter the competition in the maternal that place and yeah, you're the winner. And they mailed us some coupons. So the coupons came from the US. So the, the money value was more. So for instance, the coupon was for $14, but over here the diaper was for like $12. I'm talking
Yes.
about coupons for boxes, a year supply. So that means every month I think it was like 24. Like every month you have
Yeah.
one. The date is on it for January where you get one, a box.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, we were home but we were, bro, my mind was completely blown because, bro, like a year supply of diapers, bro, Huggies diaper. Now let
Couldn't
me
pay
give you
for
a
that.
joke. Let me show you how God work. We were sitting on the table one day and we look at it was November. It was yeah, because Israel was born January.
Yeah.
So it was like November, December around that time. And we look at the tickets, at the coupons, right?
Yeah.
So for instance, it was 2015. So a year supply of thing would have been from November 2015 to 2016.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at the tickets, bro, all of them expired November at the year 2015. So it's not a year supply, it's like 3 months. So the rest of the tickets, the rest of the coupons, then won't be good. You would only use three.
Yeah.
So you can call them and say, hey guys, we want a year supply of thing, but it's only valid until November, bro. You know what they say? Keep those. We're gonna send you another year supply,
Wow.
bro.
Wow.
In those 3 months, I had to pick up 1 year supply of diapers and put in my house in those because I have to use the coupons, bro.
Before
I
they
couldn't find
expire.
I couldn't find place to walk in my house. 1 year worth of diapers, bro. I had to pick up within 3 months. I had to go to every shoppers, every Walmart, and start and giving them the coupons and picking up the diapers, bro. Every baby shower I go to. That was the year I gave away. I had diapers, bro. I had diapers from that Israel until Isabella.
Wow.
I never bought diapers until Isaiah was born. And I still had baby diapers. It was when he started to get bigger. Those were the ones I was. So there's a power in giving, bro. There's a power in giving,
Only if people understood.
you know?
Only if people you see, we 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 often take for granted the fact that listen, these are principles.
Yeah.
And so
Biblical principles.
God, you can't. No, but here's the funny thing about it. Whether you are saved or unsaved, the principle work.
It's a principle. It's a principle. And we
So
have to reach a point where we also understand that
so we watch people and we say, boy, the sinners are flourish and the sinners are check it.
principle.
The sinners, they don't mind give. They don't mind sponsoring
Yeah,
some events and all them stuff there. At the end of the day, they're going to get it back. When you think about some of the wealthiest people in the world and to see
they're the
how much
biggest
they
givers,
give.
bro. Look at Google. Google was free. Google's one of the richest companies, bro. Like, look at it's a principle. You
It's a
can't look at YouTube.
principle. Yeah.
It's a principle
And people don't understand. We can sit, we can complain, say,
as much
boy,
as you want.
church this, church that,
Yeah,
whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
we have to understand that God,
And that's the problem when the church when the church become a receiver and not a giver, then the dynamics change. Everything
yep,
has changed because we have become receivers and not givers. From pastors right down to musicians who get paid, right down to singers, everybody wants to receive and nobody, you
don't
have
want to give.
the honesty to give. Yeah,
When it pours, it falls on the just and the unjust.
that's it, bro.
And we have to just understand that. Um, I as we look to wrap up, bro, I want you to speak to um the heart of somebody who, they because I know you're also a businessman, an
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
yeah.
And so I know it's a easy word for anybody to say. It's kind of like the in thing to say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
But what do you do?
Yeah,
How would you encourage somebody? And we're talking not necessarily kingdom folk, but we kingdom people. So of course we look out for our people
yeah.
first. Somebody that wants to start a business. They want to start doing their own thing, or they're working for somebody and they them heart, them really and truly knows them want do them one thing.
Yeah.
But they're afraid of the uncertainties that they might face when they leave that that regular 9 to 5, the way them know say, all right, the check they go and come. And it's not
Mhm.
my responsibility to provide the check. Um, how how would you speak to a person's heart like that wants to step out on them own but is afraid?
Well, first thing first, I can't make that person be a brave person. And I don't want to be responsible for telling you to do something and then you fail and then I look like, I was a setup. So at the end of the day, you gotta know what you want, right?
Yeah.
It's the entrepreneurship journey is something that you have to decide to take on by yourself. You have to know that I'm gonna fail, but gonna still keep trying. I
Yeah.
can't, it's not something that you just feel like it's gonna work. It doesn't always work that way. Yes, you can be blessed, not lucky, and you get in and things work for you. And there's
Yeah.
one thing I always have to tell people, like relationship matters. Most business
Yeah.
that you see today, they are built on relationships.
Yeah.
So if you think you have God and you don't need nothing else, you have a big problem because you do need people. God really can't do anything for you
Yep.
without using other people. So
That's true.
relationship matter, you know. Before you get into business, try to create relationships.
Yeah.
When
Network.
people think of something to do, let the relationship that you have with that person, let them speak about you
Yeah.
in the room. You know, people don't if people not gonna just mention you or talk about you if they don't. Yeah, they might hear something or whatever, but they can't confidently recommend you. Like in my business, I my biggest advertisement is word of mouth,
Yeah.
and it's because of the relationship that I have with people. Anytime they hear anything similar to anything that they know I do, the first thing they're gonna say is, "Hey, this guy."
Yeah. Yeah.
You get what I mean? So when you reach that point with having a relationship, you know, you have to, especially even for me who do music, I can sit in the studio with an artist for hours and not record one song. You could be the biggest artist, but I
Yeah.
want to get to know you. I want to see if we, see what we have in common. See how can we put heads together to make things better. and not
Yeah.
just the fact that me just using you to get a hit song because I want my name out there or anything like that. All that's good and nice, but what about the relationship?
Yeah.
So relationship matter in being an entrepreneur. And you also have to have faith in God. You have to put God first in anything. You have to believe sometime that God is going to come through for you. There are times in my business where I'm literally putting out a foot and the step is just being placed there. I'm stepping before I even see where my feet are going to land.
Yeah.
That's the entrepreneurship walk. You know what I mean? And people might think that once you start make money, you make enough money, then everything changes. The more money, more problem. I'm telling you,
That's
bigger
true.
bills to pay, bigger things to do. You know what I mean? So it's levels and leverage.
Yeah.
So I would encourage anybody that find what. And sometimes you can't really do what your heart desire. You have to do other things in order to get to the promised land.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
people wouldn't believe when I tell people that when I came to Canada, I was cleaning barbecues. I still clean barbecues up to today. You went to job
Mm-hmm.
sites with me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And sometimes maybe when I started it and I was doing that, some people couldn't see the vision. Some people going to sound like he's gonna clean barbecue for the rest of his life. But no, I had a plan. I know that
That's
someday I
it.
wanted to hire people to do it for me. So you have
Yeah.
to have a plan. You have to see yourself and know exactly what you want. And I knew that doing that would allow me to invest in music.
Yeah.
Because if I make money from that, then I could invest in music the way I want. So you have to have a plan. You have to understand who you are and what you want.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship is not something you just do because everybody is doing business. You just want to be a businessman or anything like that. Trust me, you have to have a clear understanding of who you are, you
Yeah.
know, and who God is to you.
That's big. That's big. Listen, if you are out there and you're thinking of starting your own business, you're thinking of going into something, listen, have no fear. Um, you know the God that you serve, trust Him, but ask Him, is this the road I should go down? Am I going to waste my time? Remember the words that no good thing will He withhold from you. But then you will also want to make him a part of the conversation and a part of the decision.
Yeah,
We have free will, but him say, just check in, just check in for make sure so the weather good.
yeah,
And this is the correct road, yeah, take the correct, direction
okay,
you're going in. And
okay,
so it is big. I've said, listen, I've been on job sites with Orville. Not only that, I've been to his boss's house at the time.
exactly.
Man, I drive Range Rover and sit down and there's no way you can be somewhere working for somebody. You see the benefit of what could be, and then sit down same way and
Exactly,
just I work for him. You have to.
exactly.
There has to be a desire for more, and you make a very valid point, bro. Networking.
Yeah,
Listen, the, you might not have the money, but let me tell you something. If people like you,
yeah,
that take you so much further than the money we have. You could have all the money in the world. You see, if people don't like you, they don't want to be around you. They don't want to work with you. They will not make recommendations or suggestions on your behalf. But if
yeah.
people like you, even if you are not the biggest thing,
That's why every business have customer service and quality control. Is to maintain relationship. That's what it is.
that
Basically,
is
what it
it.
is. You
That is
understand?
it.
So if you can't just some people I really hear people say, oh, if I have God, that's it. I don't want nothing else. It's wrong. It's really wrong on every level, and
But God is probably saying, but yeah, say,
you
nobody.
can't do it by yourself, and
Oh,
in
you're going to
everything,
do it by
in
yourself.
everything.
When me
You know what I mean?
already set up people strategically to
Yeah,
bless you,
yeah.
but you're saying you don't need nobody, you can do it by your own or
People,
whatever the
people,
case may
people
be.
also need to understand that, like, bro, giving your time, like, there's so much you can do in order to give or to be a giver. Like, even if somebody
Yeah,
call you and ask you who produced a song for you, You can literally pass on somebody's name instead of saying I don't know or whatever because you want to hold on to it. There's so much ways you can give that is so simple to us, but we just overlook it or we don't understand it. There's so much, but even by mentioning somebody's name
Yeah.
is a part of giving,
Yeah.
and that thing will come back to you.
Press
It will
down,
come back.
shaking together, and
That's
running
it.
over.
So don't underestimate the power of giving. That's my message for tonight. With purpose, push with purpose, and never underestimate the power of giving.
Listen, bro, thank you so much for coming through and having a conversation with us tonight. It was truly a blessed one. And I do know, because oftentimes I know some of my people, them come and check back the videos afterwards and they will watch it over and over. So listen, I appreciate all of you and I pray that you got some really good nuggets out of the conversation tonight. As always, we our aim and our goal is to uplift, to rejuvenate, to restore, to revive our people. So please feel free, if you have not done it as yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and as well as comment. I mean, the conversation doesn't end here. So please feel free to go ahead and comment. Let us know what you're thinking. If you have any ideas, chime in the conversation, as well as click that post notification bell so every time we go live, you are notified. All right, and go. Don't feel any way. Like it. All right, and share it with somebody so somebody else can be blessed by the conversation. As always, I am your host, D. Murphy, and our special guest tonight, Orville Williams, aka DaJourney. Listen, I can't wait to come over, so come link you and the family, because y'all ain't coming to Jamaica anytime soon. So I don't know what you can free up. Tell us we good. We good.
Uh,
Nice weather. So when
I'll
the
let her,
cold bite,
I'll let
yeah
her know.
man, yeah man. Tell her
So blessing, bro. Much
in
thanks to
December
you.
she can come through. As
Always a pleasure.
always, bro.
Yeah, man.
Listen, before you leave, let them know where they can find you.
Oh, I'm in my house right now.
Uh, on social media, bro.
Okay, okay. Well, it's I am the Journey Production on Instagram. I am the Journey Production Facebook. Think the Journey Production on TikTok, and you can also, if you can't find me, you can ask a friend.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully they'll be kind enough to pass on my information. You know what I mean? Because we're all workers in the vineyard. If you're
Exactly.
looking for
And
a
listen,
particular vine, don't be afraid to ask.
listen, people.
Referrals.
If you need a good producer as well, listen. If you need a good producer, link me. Me send on the information so you can
Exactly.
get your work in. You need somebody for mix and master your stuff. Them listen. No feel no way. Link me.
Definitely.
And me work, me make the connection for you, free
Definitely.
of charge. Don't
Free
worry
of charge.
yourself, free of charge. Yo,
All right,
brother,
pal. It's a
bless up
blessing.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Take care.
And we out, people. Let's
Blessings, everyone.
go.
Bye.
Yeah. Freedom Wednesday. Hey, Chantel. Let's go. How are you, my friend? How you doing? How you doing, my friend? Money friend. Freedom Wednesday. We got freedom. Freedom Wednesday. You gave your life so I can live free. Freedom Wednesday. You turned me around from lost to found. I'm free. Freedom Wednesday. Oh, this is freedom.